Oi oi, alright, how's it going? I'm Grant, you're you, and this is Doodle Review, the channel where we will review and talk about music in any genre. Our home base is generally rock or guitar music, so if you're about that stuff, definitely punch the subscribe button, because we'll almost definitely talk about something you like. But on the kind of every other day hype, or every other day tip, we'll kind of branch into a different genre, hopefully giving you something new to check out. Today, we're talking about the latest Oneohtrix Point Never album again. Let's get into it. So, forefather of the vaporwave genre, frequent weekend collaborator, film composer and part-time hypnagogic pop producer Daniel Lopatin, aka Oneohtrix Point Never, has returned with again his 10th album under the name and 5th on Warp Records. Lopatin's work has always fallen on the avant-garde side, finding ways to take the nostalgic sounds of the past, be they radio hits, commercials or video game soundtracks, and twist the familiar elements into new shapes. On his previous record, Magic Oneohtrix Point Never, it felt like there was a through line to keep you grounded, as well as a couple more conventional, more accessible pieces to invite you back. Since then, OPN added a worldwide chart-topping album to his resume as one of the core songwriters on The Weeknd's Dawn FM. As a result, it feels like here on again, returning to his own sandbox, Lopatin is relishing the freedom to create without the need to kind of drop a guideline for the audience. The result is an album of intense creativity, but one that is a mixed bag in terms of enjoyment. The press around the album stated that the artist approached the writing of this album wishing to explore the musical identity of his youth from the perspective of his present-day 41-year-old self. And while that sounds kind of cool, it's quite hard to discern the intended vision among the musical components we have here. You might expect to hear updated and expanded remixes of early Lopatin demos, but as much as that could be the case, it doesn't appear obvious enough for the average listener. Where this vision is detectable is in the crisscrossing and collision of instrumental palettes, which I think you could probably say does reflect adolescence, in the sense that it matches the chaotic and intense but flippant and changing musical tastes and opinions you might have at that age. It's very discombobulating. The record starts and ends with these really classical leaning pieces, with closer A Barely Lit Path almost reaching the cinematic, grand and emotional heights of music you might hear score a film like Kubrick's 2001. Between those bookends, the listener ricochets between these long synth and vocal manipulations like the title track Again, Plastic Antique and Ubiquity Road, to a piece like Crumville, which is sample driven and guitar based. Like much of the record, this track doesn't feature a distinctive beat, but that repetitive plucked acoustic bass note and the tape hiss provide enough of a rhythm that it becomes hypnotic, and also reminds you what we're missing from the rest of the record, which I think is a pulse. Ultimately, like many of the tracks here, it shifts and introduces new melodic elements just as you become comfortable. In the case of Crumville, you get these 9 Inch Nails Hurt-esque guitars and atonal but beautiful vocal samples. The song's a masterpiece and truly feels adrift among a selection of other songs that are aggressively meandering, each steering this ship of an album in a different direction. Grey Subviolet, I think, is the most distinct example of this meandering feeling. It contains these ethereal, ever-building strings that are underpinned by layers and layers of keys and synthetic textures, which are continuously building towards something. It just feels like the embodiment of this entire record is searching for something without really knowing what. Perhaps from a thematic and artistic point of view, that is the point, but it definitely makes this an artistic statement that's hard to enjoy rather than just kind of appreciate and respect. Among the many avenues explored on Again, we also get a nod toward guitar-based prog rock, with Lopatin even being joined by Lee Ronaldo and Jim O'Rourke of Sonic Youth on tracks like World Outside, On an Axis and Memories of Music. In particular, which feels almost like a Pink Floyd-like in its tone and arrangement. The body trail feels like a lot of chopped vocal samples and sharp textures. It feels like a scene in a movie where someone with amnesia is kind of having their traumatizing memories come back in these short, searing flashes, trying to remember something. Again, on paper, I find myself seeing the theme come to life, these broken fragments of time, like it's just not meant to make sense. And as an art project, that is awesome, but as an album experience, I honestly find it hard to enjoy top to bottom. So on that basis, I'd say it's a 5.8 out of 10, but with a whole lot of appreciation for the craft and creativity on display. Alright, thanks for listening to me chat some fraff about this record. If you've enjoyed it, let me know. I'd love to keep doing this, dedicating time to these reviews, and every comment, every subscription is a kind of step toward doing that. So consider doing one or both of those things. Subscribe, share some thoughts, show some love, or just have some abuse in the comments. And there are some videos linked in the description below that you might like. Alright, well hopefully I'll catch you in another video. Cheers mate, bye.